16, I got married.
Oh.
How about that? I got married to my partner. Now we'll be together for 15 years in October. It's crazy, you know, like Jimmy, who's my husband, he wasn't able to make this trip. If you see me with a cute blonde gentleman, he's my best friend from college. My best friend Leo, he's single by the way. So. But Jimmy and I, you know, we're part of the generation of gay people that never thought getting married was possible, right? I mean, it just wasn't even in our concept of what was possible in the world. And then, of course, you know, we were in New York City, you know, when the DOMA was struck down and all of that, and marriage equality was a nationwide cool thing. And we were also in New York City the night of the election, when those election results came in. And like I said, Jimmy and I had never thought of getting married, but as we watched in shock, as those election results came in, I looked over to Jimmy and I said, we have to get married. Everything felt so unsure in the world. Everything was so uncertain. What was going to happen the next 4 years? And I said, I know one thing for sure, that I love you. And I know that I'm going to love you forever, so we have to get married. Also, to be honest, we just weren't sure in November, you know, that are we going to lose the right to get married? And then what happens? And you know, what if we're both old and I'm not your spouse? And so we just became nervous about what was going to happen. So we actually ran down to City Hall and we got married. I brought my best friend Leo. Leo was there. Jimmy brought his best friend Terry. We had another friend Alan, who was our witness. And we didn't even tell our families. I come from a super traditional Chinese family. He comes from a really religious Indiana family. And so we decided, we said, you know what, we're going to do this. We did end up telling our families, you know, we got married in December. And we ended up telling our families during Christmas time. And we said, actually, we're not going to tell any of our friends. We're going to wait and tell all of our friends on Facebook on Inauguration Day, because we knew that there were going to be so many people that felt anxious that day that we said, you know what, here's a little bit of good news. By the way, Jimmy and I got hitched. And we always knew that if we were to get married, we wanted to get married at City Hall with just a couple of friends, get all the legal stuff out of the way, and then throw a big party. And when it came time to throw a party, there was only one place that we wanted to do it, and that was Sardi's in New York City. How many people have been to New York and have gone to Sardi's? So for all of my friends who've never been to Sardi's, Sardi's is a restaurant. It's a landmark, actually, that's right in the middle of the Broadway Theater District. And the feature of Sardi's is that there are caricatures all over the walls of all the famous people that have ever performed on Broadway. Everybody from Carol Channing to Ethel Merman to Kermit the Frog is even on that wall. And as of last December, I am now on that wall. But when we got married there, that was the first time that my very Chinese parents and his very religious Indiana parents actually got to meet, and it was wonderful. Jimmy and I also met in the Broadway Theater, so that was really the ideal place. The other thing you have to know about my husband Jimmy is that he is the biggest homosexual you'll ever meet in your entire life. He has a collection of 3,000 playbills. He loves Broadway more than I do, and it's actually like my job. You know, so his favorite composers on Broadway are the composing team of Kander and Ebb, who wrote Chicago and Cabaret and this New York. And so these next two songs are for Jimmy, as I miss him not being here. How the world can change, it can change like that, due to one little word, married. See a palace rise from a two-room flat, due to one little word, married. And the old despair that was often there suddenly ceases to be. For you make one day look around and say, somebody wonderful married me. People, they hurt us, we can take it. Here comes a bad day, we can shake it. I have you, you have me. We can make it. through it. Love isn't easy, we can do it. You and me, wait and see. We can make it, long as I know you're trying, long as I know you care, long as we pull together. We can do anything, anytime, anywhere. I have you, you have me. We can make it if when we face forever, you're never less than mine. We can make it. I have you, and you have me. We can make it. They never built a tower. We were too weak to climb. As long as we pull together, we can do anything, anywhere, anytime. I have you, and you have me. We can make it right to the end of always, down to the finish line. We can make it. We can make it. Find somebody wonderful, man.